Welcome back. By some insane camera magic, the water is now boiling. Now that the water is boiling, you're going to want to cut open the ramen noodle package. If you know what I mean. You know, cutting open the ramen noodle package. So, let's just cut that open. Now, what you're going to want to do this very carefully. Don't mind the mess. I'm a terrible cook. So, you're going to want to take this crazy thing of noodles and you're going to want to put it in the water. Like that. That was for effect, by the way. I'm not really scared of boiling water. So now, you're going to want to take your fork, which I told you you should have, and if you don't, and you're going to want to mix it places. Alright, so after you push it down once, you're going to want to take some virgin oil and put just a little dab on top of it. And you're going to want to take your red wine sauce, vinegar, whatever it is, and you're going to want to put just a little dab of that on here. You're going to want to go back and mix it again. Turn it down just a bit. Now the oil will probably pop on you, but it shouldn't hurt that bad, so. Just mixing it. So. As it's getting warmer, it'll get softer and eventually fall apart. But you can help it with the process by kneading it so that it falls apart. I'm going to go ahead and leave this and come back over here. Now, I've actually added something else to this while we're mysteriously boiling. Some parsley. Now, let me tell you a little something about parsley. It's good, and it really doesn't have that much of a taste to it, but it does leak a little. So you don't want to put too much on it, but you do want to put a little bit. Now let's go back to our noodles. Oh, they're coming along great. Should be done in a few, maybe like 10 seconds, 20 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and explain something about noodles to you soon. See, you don't want to get your noodles too hard, but you don't want to get them too soft. You want to get them just in between. Now personally, I like them kind of soggy, but I mean, not everyone does, I'm just telling you. I'm going to let mine get soggy, but for your, just make sure you take it out when it's still together. Oh, and if you can't tell if it's done, there's always the test. See, the noodles will not be as rounded when they're done. Probably can't see that. Give you a strand and I'll show you. See, this noodle's not done because the strand is very curly. It'll become straighter as it gets more done. So you're probably wondering, well, what am I going to put it in? A plate? A platypus? Well, you're going to use a bowl. You didn't see it coming, did you? So you're going to want to take your bowl. And you're going to want to take your sink. Well, anyway, my sink's right here. I'm just going to go ahead. Right over here. And, oh, by the way, if you still can't test your noodles by feeling or by sight, you can always do the mouth test. Just take a little noodle. Now, caution. It'll be extremely hot. Gosh, if I can get one of these. And if it's done, it'll be, well, done, huh? I would say mine's about done. So I'm going to turn off the burner. This is important. You don't want your burner Now, I'm going to choose a bit of a bigger fork for this than what I eat with. Good size fork. I think you can have a bigger one in here somewhere. There we go. That's a man fork right there. So you're going to want to take it very carefully. Now the oil will keep it bubbling or boiling or whatever you want to call it. So be very careful. When you pour it out, sometimes the water will actually ride up the fork. So be very careful about that. Go ahead and drain it. Now be careful to keep the noodles in. It can be tough sometimes to do that. Now you're going to want to get the water. You're going to want to keep some water because without it you can't really mix some stuff. So, and the water will evaporate, so go ahead and overjudge it. But then you're going to want to take your bowl. Just going to want to go ahead and pour this in. Now put your little cooking majigger in here and go ahead and run some cool water over it after it cools off a little bit. So now we have this just watery mess excuse of noodles. So what we're going to want to do is take the flavor packet, tear it open around the tear me line. Go ahead and put that in. You want to make sure you get all of it. Go ahead and mix that in right there. Right there. Right there. You know what I'm saying? Right there. And after it's all mixed in, nice and mixed up, here comes the cool part. Take an onion, dice it if you can do that by hand. If you're not skilled enough to do it by hand, go ahead and just use a dicing machine. I'm going to do it by hand. Put a few onions here and there in it. Try to spread them out. Don't clump them together. No one likes clump things. Come on, dude. And so after you clump them together, and holy crap, this video is like too long, I'm going to have to shorten it. So you're going to want to go ahead and take those, take some onions, put them in. After your onions are in, you're going to want to take the breadsticks. And you're going to want to just grab a handful of these. Just go ahead and stick them in right there. Get the fork out for show. Faux show, get it? Faux show. Anyway, and you're going to want to take the parsley. You're going to want to take a bit of the parsley. Just a little bit, pinch. Sprinkle it over the top. And I'm going to show you what I've made. Go ahead and take this. Now look at that. Look at that. Look at that beautiful ramen noodle-ness. It's delicious. I mean, I would eat that. And I'm going to. Thank you for joining me on my super awesome cooking show extravaganza. And please, join me next time.